Friends, welcome to our channel PharmaTube, and our topic is solubility of liquids in liquids. This is the first video. This is the first video of this topic, and here in this video we have mainly discussed about some of the basic terms which are essential in order to study the solubility of liquids in liquids. So now let us study each and every term which are essential in order to understand this concept. Now, introduction to some of the basic terms. So first term is the liquid system may be divided into following categories, and these categories are as follows. First is completely miscible, then second one is practically immiscible or insoluble, then third one is partially miscible, and here the term miscible refers to the solubility of components in a liquid system. So now I will explain you this term miscible by giving one of the example. Say for example, one of the liquid is a solute and another liquid is a solvent. So if that solute liquid is easily miscible or it is easily soluble into that particular solvent liquid, then we can say that particular solute is miscible in that solvent, and this can be said that the solution form is completely miscible solution. So now, what is completely miscibility? Here in this system, the liquids are completely miscible when they are mixed in any proportion. So the liquids get completely miscible only under a fixed concentration or whenever they are dissolved in any fixed concentration. So here they have given us an example that polar and polar solvents such as water and alcohol, then the alcohol as well as glycerin, and the water as well as glycerin etc. are said to be completely miscible since they all mix in a particular proportion. And similarly, non-polar and non-polar solvent like a completely miscible such as a benzene and the CCl4, or simply we can say a carbon tetrachloride. So here we have seen in the video of solubility of solids in liquids that polar solutes are soluble into polar solvent and non-polar solutes are soluble in non-polar solvents. So here water and alcohol are polar solvents, so they can completely miscible into each other, and similarly benzene as well as carbon tetrachloride, they are non-polar solvents or so they can easily gets miscible into each other and they can form a completely miscible or a homogeneous solution. Now the second term is practically immiscible, or simply we can say practically insoluble. These liquids do not mix in any of the proportion, and if they are shaken vigorously they mix, but soon they form a layers on standing. So these liquids are completely or practically immiscible. So in this case what happens that whenever we are mixing any two liquids, then there are chances that initially they get mixed and form a homogeneous solution, but after some times they form a heterogeneous solution, that is we can see the phase separation into them, and so these liquids are entirely different from each other, and as well as chemically as well as polarity wise. For example, castor oil is organic and non-polar, is completely immiscible with water which is inorganic and polar. So here they have given us one of the example that whenever organic liquid like a castor oil is get dissolved inside the water which is completely inorganic or polar, so at that time what happens, these two liquids they have a different chemistry as well as different chemical properties, so they get separated by phase separation, or they are completely immiscible as the bond or the force of attraction between them is not high in order to keep them miscible into each other. So in order to keep them miscible we have to heat it for some time, but then and then also they get separated as they have different chemistry from each other. Now partially miscible, these liquids are miscible to each other but to a limited extent. So these liquids are only solubilized into each other only up to some of the extent, and these liquids mixed, but they form two layers and each solution is a solution of one liquid into the other. So here, as the two liquids are partially miscible, so we are not able to distinguish that which liquid is solute or which liquid is solvent. And so here they have given us one of the example that some liquid is A is dissolved into B and some liquid B is dissolved into A. So here we are not able to differentiate that whether A is solute or B is solute, or whether A is solvent or B is solvent, as they are partially miscible to each other. And both of these layers, whenever they are miscible into each other, they form a conjugate solution. And if such mixture is heated, two layers disappear and they form one layer. So by heating the partially miscible liquids, we can form one layer or a monolayer or a homogeneous mixture. Now, the temperature at which two partially miscible liquids become completely miscible is called critical solution temperature, or simply we can say CST. For example, when water and phenol are mixed in equal quantities, they form two layers at 25 degrees. So wherever water and phenol are mixed, they form a two separate layers. As water and phenol are partially miscible into each other, so at 25 degrees centigrade, they form a two layers. While the upper layer contains 95% of water plus 5% phenol, and lower layer of that contains 70% phenol plus 30% water. But at critical solution temperature, that is at 68.4 degree, these two layers disappear to form one phenol water system. So for obtaining a homogeneous mixture for phenol water system, we need to achieve a 68.4 degrees centigrade, and at that temperature only we can obtain the homogeneous mixture of water and phenol. And the higher temperature above 68.4 degree or a lower temperature than 68.4 degree, we can obtain the two liquids which are separated by a line, or simply we can see a phase separation between these two liquids. So achieving a CST is a vital condition for this water and phenol. So here we have diagrammatically shown that what is the scenario regarding this, that whenever we are mixing water and phenol, say for example water is 50 ml as well as phenol is also 50 ml, they are having the same concentration at 25 degrees centigrade. What happens that two layers are formed, and in that first layer is 95% water and 5% phenol, and they form a conjugate system. And the lower layer also consists of 70% phenol and 30% water. They also form a conjugate system. But as they have not achieved their critical solution temperature, so they are partially miscible, and so by seeing this figure we can also conclude that they are practically immiscible. And so in order to miscible them, we have to provide them a CST. And for the other examples of partially miscible liquids are, first one is the aniline water, then second one is the nicotine water, then third one is the triethylamine water. And each and every this system, they have a different CST. For example, the aniline water have a different CST, then nicotine water have a different CST. So in order to miscible this partially miscible into a completely miscible, it is a primary need that we provide them a CST. Now the components of ideal solution. Now what is ideal solution? What is real solution? This all the terms we have included. We have included in our next video. So kindly watch that video too. And so such completely miscibility is also observed under the real binary system. For example, ethanol and water under normal condition. So here what happens, the attraction between the molecules of one component are greater than those between its molecule and those of other components. So if positive deviation from Raoult's law occur, then the miscibility of the component gets reduced. and greater the strength of the self association of n, then the greater the immiscibility of the solution and greater the positive deviation from the Raoult's law. So example of a positive deviation is water and mercury, which forms a binary system. So here we have just briefly explained what is a positive deviation from the Raoult's law. That in positive deviation of the Raoult's law, what happens, that the actual pressure which is obtained by the summation of solute and solvent is more than that of the normal pressure of the solution. So as a result, the attraction force between the molecules of the components are far greater than that of the actual molecule. So what happens due to this, that the strength of the self-association molecule increases, and as a result of this the immiscibility gets observed. And so due to the positive deviation from the Raoult's law, we have to achieve the immiscibility among the solution. So now in case of partial immiscibility, it mainly depends upon the temperature. See, we have seen the different types of systems which exist under the partial immiscibility. So in case of water and phenol system, what happens, that solubility increases with increase in the temperature. In case of the water and the trimethylamine solution, what happens, that the solubility decreases with increase in temperature. While in case of water and nicotine system, what happens, solubility initially increases but then it decreases, and then again upon increase in the temperature it still increases. So in our upcoming videos we have kept regarding the water phenol system, then the water trimethylamine system, then the water nicotine system. So you have to watch all this video in order to understand those topics still more deeply. So here we have here we have also another case, that in case of three component system, the third liquid may influence the degree of solubility of two liquid system. So whenever there is a system of only two liquids, or say for example solute and solvent, then what happens, that the third component we are adding, it may affect the solubility, and due to this there are chances that the completely miscibility solution or the completely miscible solution can change to a partially miscible solution, or may change to a practically immiscible solution. So wherever there is a binary system, and if we are shifting to a three component system, so we have to take care that which component we are adding to them, as this component might or may affect their solubility. So in this video we have discussed mainly about the terms as well as CST of the particular solution. So in our next